everybody. Welcome back to the Bullhucker Podcast. I'm Moose Lunsford.
And I'm Generous.
Generous! What's going on, Jen Nev?
Not a whole lot. I've just been super busy getting ready to move away.
You are moving to Minnesota.
I am going to the very, very cold Minnesota.
The tundra.
The tundra.
You don't get into that shit in Fort Morgan?
It's very pretty right now,
I
actually.
bet it's right now.
Yeah,
it is,
beautiful and green and yeah.
Yeah, bought a house?
We just got, not bought, renting a house.
Oh, you're gonna rent it?
Yeah, we just got back this weekend from finding it.
That's very cool. You're excited?
I am getting excited, yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's been stressful and crazy, but yeah, it's finally coming to fruition.
Are you guys driving back and forth?
No.
You're flying?
No, we just flew back once. And
Okay.
spent 4 days there looking at homes.
How
and
far
then,
is the drive?
12 and a half hours.
Híjole, that's a long time to be in a car.
I know.
With another human being.
You can fly round trip for a little less than 200.
Yeah, that's the ticket right there.
Yep.
Well, on your way out, you have been bringing some of your friends in.
Absolutely, I have. And I'm
Right.
just so excited to introduce to you everybody, Jen McBride.
Jen McBride, how are you?
I'm good.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, you guys.
Was that not acceptable what she did?
She's this cornball.
She's a cornball. But
Yeah, I know.
We've known each other far too long. We haven't seen each other in
A long time.
I see Kate. Kate and I get together and go out to lunch, but I rarely get to see Jen.
I know.
I used to accost her in the parking lot and scream because she works for the Morgan County Sheriff's Department. I couldn't remember which entity. They wouldn't get it wrong.
Get it right. We're rivals.
And I used to accost her in the parking lot early in the mornings and go, "What do I have to do to get a few days rest in this town?" And we'd try to make people believe that I was coming to assault an officer, but then we'd just laugh and hug it out. And, yeah, go into 7-Eleven and get our coffee together in the morning.
gives people confidence in law enforcement.
That's
in the area.
right. That's right.
Once we saw the phones getting out, we took off. So. They start videoing.
Run and hide.
We're out.
Run and hide. Huh?
Right.
How long you done the sheriff thing for?
I've worked there for like 14 years.
Wow,
so.
that's cool.
Yep.
I bet you see some crazy shit.
Yeah, I've seen some crazy business. There's a lot of nuts stuff that goes around here in Fort Worth.
Are we going to touch on any of that during this podcast?
Well, I have one about a training that we did.
Okay, perfect.
So,
That's cool.
I absolutely cannot wait.
yeah. So
See, we had to support the blue here, so that's our little blue
back
flag.
to blue. I like it.
Yeah, city councilman, so we deal with the police here a lot. You guys have a lot to do with.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to deal with. Sorry, it's kind of sad nowadays. You know,
it is sad. It's hard to see everybody go downhill the way they have. It's all the drugs that have come into town and stuff.
Right.
It's not awesome. So
Right.
it's really sad to see.
It is.
I'm talking more like the entitlement of people.
Oh,
You know,
yeah,
it's-
that too.
It's nuts. Every time I see a video about this cop online and how they beat the guy, pulled him out of the car, show the 10 minutes leading up to this.
Oh yeah, right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's too bad. So I know our cops do take a beating sometimes.
You learn early on. I mean, and I'm a very patient person. I'm very patient, but once you get me to a point, it's like, man, but you still have to keep it cool. So you woosah,
Yeah,
whatever you have to do in the corner to get
Right. Well, and then on top of that, shout out to our Morgan County Sheriff's Department and our Fort Morgan Police and Brush Police because they do an outstanding job around here of maintaining the mess it's become.
Right. And that's the drugs thing. Name me a town in America now.
True.
That doesn't have a problem with it. You know,
True.
it's everywhere. So that's enough of that downer. Hey, welcome to the Bullhucker Podcast.
Sad note.
Debbie Downer.
yeah, you drag us down, Jennifer. Hey, if you're new to the podcast, what we do is we bring on a guest. Today is Jen McBride. What Jen's going to do is tell us 3 stories about her life. Now, here's the kicker. Only 2 of these stories is true. One's either borrowed, halfway made up, or all the way made up. So at the end of the podcast, Generous and I are going to try and pick which one is not the true story. If you watched last episode, her wife was on, Kate, and it was a borrowed story of yours.
It was a borrowed story of mine.
And it was a great one. It had me enthralled.
It did have me enthralled. It's sometimes some of these stories that come on here, I forget to look for the lie. I just really get into it, you know, like like a little kid, you know.
Well, you probably know better than anybody. You can probably tell when some little sucker is lying, right?
Yeah.
Walking down
I'm a human lie detector.
taking
Yeah.
your baton down them bars.
Right.
I'm like Judge Judy. I'm all eyeball
I
everybody.
got you.
Reach over, put your hand on them to take their pulse. Be
Yeah.
like, oh no, I got you.
No, I know you're lying. I know it.
It's the Yoda. What is it? The Yoda, the Jedi.
Oh, the Jedi
The
Master.
Jedi Master.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goose Fraba. Wasn't that off anger management? Goose Fraba?
Goose Fraba,
Goose
yes.
Fraba.
Yes.
I always say, Goose Fraba, you son of a bitch. Goose Fraba.
See, and I always think of Serenity Now from Seinfeld.
I have never really watched Seinfeld,
Yeah,
man.
when Jerry Stiller decides every time he gets mad, he's just going to shout out Serenity Now, and at the end, someone's like, you realize that's from AA, right? And Jerry Stiller's just a classic, so.
Oh, Jerry Stiller.
Yeah.
I said, are you a Seinfeld fan?
I just remember the No Soup for You. That's the only one I
the
remember.
soup.
Oh, yeah.
Really bad.
That's a great episode.
Yeah.
I watched them all during COVID, so.
Did you?
Oh.
Yeah, did a recap.
Nice. I watched Supernatural.
I watched
Oh,
Schitt's
I
Creek.
win.
What do you watch?
I watched Schitt's Creek. Like I watched the whole thing over.
Schitt's Creek is
It's
a great
so
one.
It's so funny.
Yes, it is indeed.
I have not checked that show out. Everybody
It's
talks
hilarious.
about it. Really?
It's
Oh,
great. Yes, you should check it out. You would enjoy it very much.
Schitt's Creek.
Schitt's
Yeah.
Creek.
Isn't it like a super rich family have to live in a hotel? Like
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Moira's my favorite, man.
Later.
She's
Nice.
the mom, and she's hilarious. She's so funny. It's great. It's a great show.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, Jen, you ready to tell some stories?
Sure.
All right. Let's do this. You want to read them off there, Jenna
I
Rose?
certainly do. So we have Emu and the Wig. Guns and TSA don't mix. And Sim round to the cooter.
That is that cooter or cooler?
I'm already so excited.
It's cooter.
Cooter.
It's clearly a T. That is a cooter.
Cooter.
I didn't know how PG,
Oh, we don't-
PG-13, R. I didn't know what
We
going.
don't censor kink shame here on the Bullhucker podcast, so it's
I wouldn't be able to be a part of it.
Censored.
yeah, dude. If you listen to a lot of these podcasts, there is some stuff that's been said on here. I'm like, wow, you said that out loud. That's good for you.
You didn't just think it.
Oh,
You said it.
There's been some crazy stories. I'm just like
Small community name drops. We've had it all.
Had it all.
like episode 3 or 4. It was someone who came on to talk about their dad marrying one of their cousins by accident.
Oh.
And I'm like, is your father gonna watch this? And she's like, I don't think so. And I waited all week long for her to call me, and be like, pull that episode, Larry. Pull that episode. Because I mean, you pops gonna be pissed off. He's called him an reader. So
Like,
we play the banjo at Christmas at our house. All right, Jen, why don't you pick one out since you're on your way out, quitter?
Now, righty. I don't want to be a quitter. I want to come on sometimes when I come home.
Sure.
there you go.
You
Yeah.
gotta bring your son on. You said.
I would, yeah, and I don't know if I'll be able to get that done before I leave. If I can, I certainly do. I want to see if my own son can tell me some outrageousness, and I know that's there in his life, and try to get away with lying to me, because I've watched that little face his whole life.
And you're a single mom growing up.
I
like,
was
so
a single mom. We're very, we're close people, but we'll see how it goes.
my mom came on here. I didn't do the episode. I let Michelle Staley step in for me to give her a good shot. I'd have got it wrong. She'd have tricked me. I was shocked. I would have got it wrong. It was about a big cross-dressing woman that used to come into furs, and I'd never heard that story before. And so,
Oh, I miss furs.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Furs was awesome.
What?
I love that place.
Right?
It was a chick that looked like Mimi from the Drew Carey show,
That's
I guess.
hilarious.
And she
Oh,
talked
my.
about- yeah. So how they became friends, and it turned out to be a story about her meeting Sting. So anyway, that's here nor there.
Awesome.
Jen, pick a story out, sister.
Okay, I am going to go with the one that excites me the most because I can't wait to hear it. Guns and TSA
I thought you were
don't
going to pick something
mix.
else. I'm into
No,
it.
I'm going to let you pick that one because I know you love to.
Okay. Well, so Dylan had a wrestling match in college.
Your son?
And, yeah,
All right.
Dylan, one of the twins. And so I had just went shooting for the sheriff's office. You have to Why can't I remember the word?
Guns.
Now? Yeah, guns. But I took my off-duty weapon and I threw it in my backpack. Didn't think anything about it. And Kate, I was driving home and qualify. I had to qualify that day. I drive home and we were late. And Kate's like, you need to hurry up. And I was like, okay, yeah. So I'm like, throw my stuff in. We had to make the plane. We were going to Ohio to go watch him wrestle. So I'm like, boop-a-doo-boo, get my stuff, get in the car, truck it to TSA, get in line, and I'm like, and my backpack's not coming out. And I'm all, and Kate's clear over there waiting on me. It's always me. They always manhandle me, man. And no matter what, I'm always the one they stop, and they're like, and they hatch it. They're like, what?
You want to know why? You want to know why?
Why?
Because you're not very Irish.
Oh, man, must be. Whatever Kate says, it's lies. Just so you know. And so I'm like, well, are they going to strip me down? I'm like, what's going on? Why? I'm just standing there like a fool. And all these people are coming around to this one TSA agent. And they're all just like, all these little TSA agents. And they're like, one in the chamber. And I'm like, one in the chamber. And I'm like, holy crap. Like, my face was like, oh my.
Your off-duty weapons in there.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I'm like, babe. And I'm trying to get her attention. And she's like looking at the clock, getting irritated with me. I'm like, babe. And she looks at me and I go, shit. I'm like, it's my gun. My gun's in the backpack. And she's like, what? And I'm like, my gun is in the backpack. And she's like, your gun. Like really loud.
As loud as she could.
And I'm like, okay, I feel the heat of the red dot on me, right? I'm like, and I'm like flipping. I'm like, oh my God. So I'm like, oh, shit. So I tell the TSA guy that's standing right next to me, I'm like, it's my gun, huh? And he goes, yeah, it is. And I'm like, oh, rear. I'm like, okay.
Did you say
yeah,
rear?
because now I'm pissed. Okay, now I'm a little bit irritated, right? I'm like, oh, rear, okay. So I'm like, crap. So Kate comes up and she's like, what are we going to do? And they're like, we caught the cops. And I'm like, okay. So I say, Kate, go get on the plane. Like, don't miss Dylan's thing. If I get arrested, my dad will come bond me out. Don't worry about it. Whatever. So the cops come and he's like, hey, where's your backpack? I'm like, I don't know, sir. It's in there. And he goes, where's your backpack? He goes, are you Leo? And I go, yes, sir. Law enforcement. And I go, yes, sir. And he goes, get your backpack. So I grab the backpack. And I'm like, oh, and I'm through the freaking TSA line, and I have my backpack, and I'm still like, holy crap, man, it's the freaking light. I just felt like the red dot was on me, and I'm like, so they take me in a room, and he's like, okay, do you have your badge? I'm like, yes, sir. Pull out my badge, and he's like, who's your boss? And I go, he goes, can I call him? I'm like, absolutely. Sheriff on down, whoever you want to talk. So I give him all the numbers, And he's like, okay. I go, he goes, what time's your flight? And I go, it's cool, dude. I already know I'm missing my flight. No. He goes, no. He's like, come on. So he takes me to this back hallway thing and gets me out, tells me, he's like, pay the cab driver like $40, go put your gun up and then come back in. And then go back through this way and we'll get you through. I'm like, okay. So I tell this cab driver, I'm like, $40, dude. You get me to my parked car. So I can put my stuff up and get me back. So this guy's like, okay. So he takes off. He's sliding sideways. It's raining, and he's sliding down the thing. And he's
got
like,
some Grand Theft Auto going on.
I'm like, ah.
Slow down, Vince. Dude.
Oh man! I get to the car and I'm like, I just throw it in. Who does that?
Right.
Throw it in. I'm like, and I'm running. I mean, I'm like, run through the thing, get through. And Kate had so all these wrestling families were there. So she had them all like measuring their bags, each bag. So they're all like, oh, it won't fit. Oh, maybe this way will fit. So they were all holding it up. So she held off the plane and I squeaked in, man. And she's just like, and I'm like, it's okay. I'm not arrested.
Yeah. Still a free
so
woman.
that was it, yeah.
Wow.
So So I got in a little bit of It was funny. But.
So this cop that was talking to you, this isn't his first rodeo because he knew exactly how to get you through. This is
He's just like, dude, you would not believe how many times this happens.
I bet.
Like, it happens all the time. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, do you have somewhere where I can put this? And he goes, no, you got to take it out here.
Because you're 100% used to carrying a weapon.
Wow, I know. And why I threw it in my backpack, I have no clue. But I was like, oh, I'm so dumb. But
Did you qualify?
I did.
Good to know. Good to know.
Good question. Good question.
Yes.
I wonder what the number is actually per day this happens in this country.
Oh, man.
It's got to be a lot.
And if you're not law enforcement, it's like $20,000 fine.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I have been swabbed for gunshot powder more times than I can count at airport security, and twice I've tested positive for it.
Really?
And I didn't have no guns in my hand before.
Right.
I finally became convinced that it's from me before I get on a plane. I am smoking down on doobies. And I'm convinced it's coming off my fingers and maybe not as gunpowder, but some sort of burnt, spent property of ash that is stuck to my fingers because every time I just did last week flying out to Minnesota, bends through the line, I'm standing there getting swabbed for gunpowder.
Seriously?
And then they had to swab around my neck, and I had broken my foot, so I had this big giant boot on. She's swabbing around my boot. And I'm just standing there like tired, and it's just like, again.
The last 3 times I've flown, I've gotten picked to go in that little machine where they...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I have the terrorist look to them or
Where
what.
they see, well, not your vagina lips, but yeah.
Yeah, they see
see something.
They see my not impressiveness. That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? You know? I'm not here to impress you just so we're all clear.
You're all baboon.
I know. Every time. They do it to me. Every time. And I'm like, what the heck? And she's like, there's an abnormality. And she's like, crink it, crink it, crink it. I'm like...
Yeah.
It's my underwear balled up because you pushed it up so hard. I'm like, dang, man, cool it. I'm like, do you really have to go like that? Jeez, calm down with that.
TSA. It's only going to get worse.
Oh, man, they're ornery.
Yeah, they are. But also, I guess, thank goodness for them.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah, that's you're not going to be rented to the side of a building anymore. You know, so I mean, because they're looking, so they're trying. You know.
Well, what you said before, it would be interesting to know how often that happens because they do have to have some sort of protocol. I mean, regular citizens just be fucked.
Yeah.
But they have to maintain some sort of protocol, and I was even going to ask. So, you still do not, as a law enforcement officer, have the right to carry onto the plane?
No,
because I honestly didn't know. So when you started talking about it, I thought, ooh.
No, but you can, and I am actually. This is the funniest part. I am certified to carry on a plane.
Wow.
But there's steps you have to do.
Right.
You have to let them know in advance.
Right. Yeah.
It can't be a surprise. I'm here with my
And should it normally be your service pistol, or can it be your off-duty pistol?
It can be your off-duty pistol. Yeah.
Okay.
But you have to be certified. You go through a vetting with
Homeland Security.
Homeland Security.
I gotcha.
So, so
it's like sending an unaccompanied minor onto the plane, but it's in your pocket, right?
Right.
Because there's some protocol with that too. Which, wow.
How'd you connect those two?
I don't know, but did it make sense to you?
I guess a little bit.
Did it make sense to you?
I've never been worried about someone whipping out their
You know
5-year-old to do. Oh, we're all fucked. You know,
You
she looks
know
like
how
she's 6.
You know how I
it's
came up
it's
with
going to
it.
talk to you. It's going to say something to you.
No, I was just thinking because I remember when Owen was a minor and we used to have to try to fly him places. And you have to go through such hoops to get your minor from wherever to wherever.
Yeah.
And there's got to be a protocol in place for everything. So I think that's kind of why
they didn't let me off that
equated
easy.
it.
But the head of TSA called me, like when I got to Ohio, and he's like, Miss McBride, I'm going to call your boss now. You know that, and you've lost TSA pre-check for a year. I'm all, okay, sir, thank you, and I'm so sorry.
They punished you. That's awesome. We're taking it away.
You are grounded from TSA pre-check. You're like,
know.
that is the saddest white privilege story I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I was sad.
Yeah.
I was so sad. Everybody else was all cruising through, and I'm like, yeah, I'll just be over here.
I don't mean to put it that way, but that is so funny. I lost my TSA pre-check for a whole year over this.
If you see someone with nice couches, it's a VIP lounge. Don't even look in there. Don't even look. Keep your ass walking. All right, McBride, keep your ass walking. Yeah. I was thinking more, not a police officer or law enforcement. There's the word entitled comes up again. There's entitled people who have the concealed carry that I guarantee don't understand that law. They like have my concealed carry. Why can't I carry, my Glock onto the plane?
Absolutely.
Those poor people probably take a beating.
Oh, yeah.
And taking your shoes off, it's just got to be. And some people, it's miserable. It's miserable to travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I can only imagine. You probably get angry and mean when you're a TSA agent,
Well, and you guys travel a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you've had to deal with every crazy person there.
Oh, yeah. It's the running joke. Did you put your gun up? You don't have your gun in your bag? I mean, it's been like 6 years, man. I'm like, yeah, I got it.
Yosemite Sam, can we go by without any problems today? Would that work for you?
Come on.
Well, if she ever makes you really mad, just pack it in again and be like, have fun in wherever. Maybe you're flying somewhere not so great.
Or pack it in her bag.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That was mean.
Be like, what are you doing? You saw it happen to me. Why would you do that?
What were you thinking?
You're all.
Bye. I'll get you when I get back.
Yeah.
I promise.
You said your wife packed this. I suppose this brick of marijuana is your wife, too. All right, McBride. Yeah, getting the weird thing when we get to see your goods. It's
Oh, my
be a long day
gosh.
for you, my friend.
That gave me the sore belly laugh.
Fucking flying. So that's pretty wild. Yeah, my niece, we used to put her on a plane to go see her dad in Nevada. It's cool how they treat him, though, because she was like 6 at the time. They really do a good job. They keep an eye on him. And
You betcha they do.
And she didn't mind flying at all. I mean, because she got treated like a queen. You know what I mean? They always, so.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Owen always used to love it too, but those first couple times, and you guys know Owen, so this bumbling kid that doesn't pay attention to anything that's going on around him, you're like, I'm just going to dump him off at the airport, Mom. He'll make it.
He's got cab money. He's fine.
And then you're standing in Tacoma going, I don't think he made it.
He's still at DIA.
You assholes find my tax return. Okay? My tax deduction. You find it right now.
Now.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then he got to be quite a whiz at it. But yeah, I mean, it's terrifying. And then, once you realize that's what happened. And even the other day, when I was already being detained, I'm like, here they come. They're coming with the gunpowder swabs, and sure enough, here she comes.
That must be new. I haven't flown in a while. Is that normal? The gunpowder swab?
On me, apparently, I apparently reek it out of my body. But yeah, they do it a lot on people.
I've never.
And I don't know how they. I don't know if it's a random selection, or I don't know if they're just like, well, she looks suspect coming through the. And that might be that, because I'm probably in there making a face or something like this.
Or you smell like a Cheech and
Finger
Chong
up.
movie there, Neb. That's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Tell Snoop Dogg we need to check her for everything.
Smells like a Cheech and Chong movie. I have my niece bought me a T-shirt and it says "Scant" on it, SKAUNT, and it's written like a dictionary definition, and it says one, whatever noun. It says cool, like a regular ant, and then 2, always smells like weed. They have a skunkle and a scant shirt.
That's
and
funny.
she gets me this shirt, and I was just like, of course, ecstatic. I'm flaunt my scant shirt everywhere.
Yeah. Is it legal in Minnesota?
It is, but it just became recreational, and there is no dispensaries out there.
They'll come.
My goodness.
Not yet, not till 2026. So
Oh, really?
I'm not going to talk about 2025, but I'll be okay.
Is there a safe path, you think, to get to Minnesota? Going through states that it is legal?
No.
Because you got to travel through Nebraska. Right?
Nebraska, Wyoming, Iowa. There's no safe path.
Oh.
But I have a friend that already lives out in Minnesota, and he's He told me there's no limits to buy in Michigan. He's 5.5 hours from the Upper Peninsula. And he goes, I go to Michigan about twice a year, and I'll just bring back 10 pounds because there's no limits. And I was like, I would be calling you mid-June.
Your horse trailer. You'd be like,
I was buying some gummies for a friend in Sedgwick. And when you go in there, I gave them my license, and they're like, okay, you're Colorado, you're good. Everybody else, they pulled the little room, and they're like, you realize if you go back to Nebraska, you are now trafficking drugs. They are, or to Wyoming.
Serious.
Yeah, they are serious. Like, they check
Texas.
us for, Texas.
Yeah.
You go to Wyoming, they check us for fireworks this way and for weed that way, You just need to start trading, you know what I mean?
You're like, we can't win.
Yeah.
Trading weed for fireworks.
I got some Maui Wowie for some of those black cats. We in or we out, bro.
You're like, I got the big mortars, but I also have 5.5 pounds.
That's right. Yeah, gummies for gunpowder. That's
right. That's right.
All right. What'd you think, Jen? Yeah.
Not only was that thoroughly entertaining, but highly informative.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, I learned some stuff that I really didn't truly know.
See?
But it does make you think, because there are people who make mistakes and don't have to be tackled and assaulted by TSA. Just saying.
You're into that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Which, if you are kinky ass, put a gun on a plane.
There you go.
Yeah, they'll fuck you up.
Take it right on there with you.
All right. That was Guns and TSA Don't Mix. Here's the problem. The next two titles are both badass.
Well, then I think you should pick one, and then you're stuck with the last one.
Well, I'm going to go with Emu in the Wig, then. Let's try that one out.
All right. So when Kate and I moved to Fort Morgan, we decided that we moved from like Greeley, so we were like city folk, living in the
city folk.
We were city folk.
Gotcha.
So we decided that we moved to Fort Morgan and bought our little place, and it's like 10 acres or whatever. But so we said, we have to get stuff, man. We have to have like animals, and I mean, we got a corral and we got all this stuff, and so
we're
we
gonna fill up those 10 acres with chickens and everything.
We had horses and miniature horses and goats and my lord, we had everything.
Yeah.
Llamas, and then. So we decided, we went to the zoo, and this is how Kate would get her ideas of what animals we should get next. And so she's like, oh, I want an ostrich. And I was like,
oh my.
Okay, man, I'll figure it out. So
terrifying.
I call this guy, and I'm like, yo, hey, man, I saw your ostriches on the side of the road on I-76. Do you ever see those out there?
Oh, yeah, like, where the buffalo are.
Yeah. And so I was like, it's so cool. I'm like, dude, can I buy an ostrich from you? And he's all, what kind of finch you got? And I said, I don't know.
Just like that?
Uh-huh. I said, a wire one, I don't know. Wire, fence,
like a chain link?
Like, yeah.
We went generic.
I was like, wire?
You're like a fence.
I don't know, sir. I mean, what?
Prison,
nope.
razor wire. I'm really into my job.
I bring work home sometimes. It's weird.
That's right.
So he's like, yeah, that's not gonna work. He goes, do you realize that ostrich talons could cut through fence like this one swipe?
Oh, they don't have a waddler like a duck?
No, they have talons that are like, that can like slice through.
Oh my, okay.
Apparently a fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I said, I go, well, okay. And he goes, you may want to go with an emu. They're a lot nicer. They don't attack you. Ostriches are just mean. They're like a bull. They're meaner than a bull. I'm like, well, I don't want that. So I said, okay. So I tell Kate, and she's like, okay, let's try an emu. So I'm like, all right. So I call this two little old ladies that live out Longmont, I think. Live out in Longmont. They have this little place. I said, we want to come out and buy an emu. What do you think? And she's like, come on out. So we go out and go into her house, and there's just, it was like, there was flipping emu eggs everywhere.
In her home.
Like, just like everywhere,
incubating?
dude. Yeah, like in the heat lamps on them, like, and they were everywhere. In the bathroom, there was like little emus, and they're just like crapping everywhere. And I'm like, what the world? I'm like, oh.
So I forgive my ignorance. An emu is not like a llama; it is a bird.
It's a bird. Yeah.
It's like one step down. They're still giant, like an ostrich, though.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. They're a little bit smaller than
I don't know
ostrich.
why I thought they were more like an alpaca. When you said eggs, I was like,
I didn't know that's how they were. Like,
I've never seen a llama drop an egg.
Well, then you ain't lived.
then you ain't lived, man.
Like, you're never gonna, you freak. I might.
So emu, is a larger. It's a big bird, but it's smaller than an ostrich. And they're kind of like a brown and black, and they got big long legs.
I know what you're talking about. Okay, gotcha.
Pretty cool birds, but I've got a fear of birds, so
Me too bad.
Yeah, I'm a little chicken. So anyways, they're like, yeah, we have all these eggs we're incubating and all this, and I'm like, oh my goodness. I mean, they're just this, and it was this like 80-year-old woman and her daughter that ran this little emu farm, right? So I'm like, okay, so how do we do this? Do we just pick an egg? I mean, what's going on here? Yeah, like, do we just grab one? And she's like, no, we got to go out to our little farm where we have all the emus, and we'll show you guys around. And so we're like, okay. So Kate is like, she kind of freaks out about smells and stuff like that. So the old lady, sorry, the old lady's like, hey, have you guys tried emu lotion? And I'm all, no, I can't say if I have, And Kate's arm is sticking out the thing of the truck, and we're getting ready to follow them, and she just takes this big old glob of this lotion. She's like, just rub it in real good now, honey. And Kate's like, thank you. And she's like, gagging. And I'm dying, right? And the lady's like, do you want any? I'm like, nope, I'm good. I just put some on earlier. I'm like, I'm good. And Kate's all, it smells like emu ass. And keeps smelling it. I'm just dying, right? So
she might have been right.
It was.
I was gonna say, I just put on my tortoise shell lotion from Mexico before we got on the plane.
It was funny.
It doesn't mix with emu.
Yeah, this lady was just so funny. I just loved her. So we go out to their farm, and they have emus everywhere, and these like dog runs, right? So she's like,
oh, because do they run back? They need space, and they're going to run back and
they'll
forth?
They'll run like 60 miles an hour, these suckers.
So they're almost as fast as the ostrich as well.
Yeah, so they're running around, and we're checking them all out, and we're like, wow, this is so cool, and the lady's like, now, listen, honey. So she's showing us these emus, and she's like, now listen, just a word of advice when you get these. And I go, okay. Well, what's that? She goes, well, don't ever wear jewelry around them because they'll pick at it. And if you have bracelets or you have anything, they'll rip them off. And I'm like, oh, goodness. I'm like, holy crap, man. What? And I kept looking at Kim. I'm like, what are we getting ourselves into?
Thieves.
Yeah, they're freaking thieves. And so I was like, oh, gosh. And so the little ladies, just sitting there talking. She goes, yeah, they'll take anything. She like, one day, I'm standing there, and they just took off with my hair. And she rips her wig off. This lady has two hairs on her head. And I'm like, I'm gonna go check these ones in the back, and I'm over there peeing my pants. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna pee. I'm laughing so hard, and Kate's like, I come up, I go, oh, and I come back, and Kate goes, thanks for leaving me with her. I was dying, man.
This poor woman.
I know, it was just so funny, and I'm like, and then she put it back on. It's all crooked, and I'm like, oh, dude. So yeah, needless to say, we ended up with 4 of them.
So you got birds.
Yeah,
they don't let you take home an egg.
No, we bought 4 they were like this big.
They start and then they get that big.
Do you still have them?
No.
Oh,
no, yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious.
But they got out like a couple times. We had to chase them down, and I'm like, let them run. I tell Kate,
your high power 4-wheelers. You're like, we can't win this race.
Let them wear themselves out. Yeah, let them run.
I tell Kate, I'm like, just let them run. They can just run away for all.
Send the boys after them with lassos.
Don't the emus have talons as well? They do. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they do. But Kate liked them because she would like be able to pet them, and they make this like drumming noise when they're content.
Yeah.
And so they'd always do it with her.
What do you mean? What's the noise? Like a hum? Oh, really? Out of their mouth.
Well, it's in their chest, and so they make like this.
Because she smells like one of them from the lotion. They can tell.
They're like, Mom.
Yeah.
You're covered with my scent glands.
All they have is little wings, so they are like, Mom.
Oh, they're little ones?
Yeah, they have these little wings.
That come out of those big, long, beautiful, flowing feathers.
Yeah, it's
not
just
big.
It's a smidgen of a wing, like a. Yeah, that's it.
My buddy used to work at the Pueblo Zoo, and he was a zookeeper there. And they had to try to pin an emu down one time for the veterinarian, and it caught him on the cut on his arm was hardcore, man.
Significant?
Yeah, it was a hospital.
Wow.
Run. So yeah, because they go, what's that? And he told me it was an emu. So because they will put up a fight if you try to tackle them. Apparently, if you try to hold them down, they're very. Yeah, they get that real rapey feeling, and they will fight. They will fight, not flight. They will go after your ass.
I just thought of a really warped children's book. Kate could read it to you on your TikTok. Do you want to hear about it? The emo emu.
Emo
Who cuts himself.
Or others.
That's the premise, with his own talons. Am I wrong?
My God, yes.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
Am I wrong?
It's right up there with Go the Fuck to Sleep.
Go the fuck to
Right up there. Right up there, yes.
The emu.
Is that a book?
The emu.
Emo.
Go the Fuck to Sleep. It's a children's book.
It's not a children's book.
I just got a Dean Koontz Christmas story for children. The Night Before Christmas by Dean Koontz.
Where do you find these things?
I found mine in the little
Dark
children's
web.
library over by the junior high. I'm like, Dean Koontz. Creepy.
Creepy.
It's a creepy story too.
That's awesome.
I'm gonna write the emu. I am, you guys. I'm truly inspired. Yep.
You have to put him filing them at night.
I've got this. Yeah.
Or someone's gonna watch this episode and beat you to it. You better start writing it tonight, man.
Right.
It comes out in like 3 weeks, so until someone steals your idea.
You better get it.
Yeah,
All right.
You'll walk by and see that on a store and be like,
Yes, because I have time to do that. Darn it.
Yeah, you send me a picture and be like, it means someone's watching the podcast. Yes. So, all right.
Trademark,
Yeah.
motherfuckers. Trademark.
You can't just say that.
I know.
It's like calling dibs.
Dibs, yeah.
Call front seat. I get the front.
Oh man, that was always the boys'. Woo. Those were a lot of fist fights with the front seat.
How many years between the oldest and the youngest?
Well, Tay is 18 and Bryce is 30.
With the boys, though, I mean.
Oh, the boys.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bryce is 30, and the twins are 23.
Oh, so that's not too big a
Oh, they're
gap.
25. Oh, 25 this year. See, like once they turn 21,
Right.
I don't remember.
Yeah. They're just
remember.
older. Yeah.
Now they're just men. You're like, oh,
I know,
man.
I'm like, Bryce was a milestone, is 30, so we all know, oh, Bryce is 30. But then I'm like, I don't know how old the rest of you are. I'm like, I don't even know how old I am. I have to literally subtract my year.
I know. I hear you. You guys sit there and do the math sometimes. Yeah.
I do,
Yeah.
for myself. So
I was a year off until a few months ago. And Ben pointed out, he's like, wait a minute. You were born in 72? And he's like, you told me you were 50. And I'm like, I am. He's like, you're 51. I was like, oh, I am.
And you're a dick for saying it out loud, Ben.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
like, that makes me a cougar now.
But yeah, I lost a year, so I'm a cougar.
Now I'm a cougar.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. It's just nothing wrong with cougarness.
More like one of those retired tigers from the Las Vegas guys.
You just hang around all day with your tongue sticking out of your mouth,
Yeah.
all tired.
I can't think of their names, but yeah, retired
Roy-
tiger.
Roy-
Siegfried and
Roy.
Roy, retired tiger.
Well, there's only one of them left because.
Oh, right.
Yipes.
Und then he ate Roy. He was brutal like the emu he bought.
Oh, that accent was great. Spot on, man. Spot
I
on.
gave the tigers a spanking. I said no more eating the humans.
I'm actually getting an ab workout tonight during this recording.
Okay.
It's wonderful.
All right. Those are two great stories. What do you think about that one?
Well, I think that is the funniest. Just watching you laugh makes me laugh, and I can't stop laughing because, yeah, we've shared so many good laughs over the years.
I like the story, but I like the part
So great.
about the redneck guy you run into because I can see it in my head. Like, what kind of fence you got?
Yeah.
You know, that ain't gonna do.
Yes, that was my favorite. I'm like, did he really say it like that? Yeah, your voice is adding to it, which just made it so much more great too. And the emu and the wig. There's no doubt in my mind that one would snatch one right off of somebody's head because birds are terrifying. They should not exist in the world.
Oh yeah, they are pretty spooky.
We can live with worms.
Lady, you know it's not a good wig if the emu picked it out. Like the emu's like, I don't think that's her real hair.
Or put it on his own head so he's all.
They all sit around and talk about it. Remember when I ripped your wig off? Yeah.
The emu's like, who am I? Who am I?
With my tiny wings.
You're that lady who beats us once a week. That's who you are, monster. Pulls out the rubber hose and kicks the shit out of us. That's who you are. Why don't you squirt some of our lotion in her wig and then give it back to her? We'll laugh our ass off. Okay.
Emo lotion money shot.
All right, 2 great ones down. Emu in the wig and Guns and TSA don't mix. Now it's time for the one that I looked at and I thought, uh-oh. So,
I know. I am baffled. I can't wait.
I thought it said sim around to the
cooler.
But no, it says sim around to the cooter. Let's hear that one.
Okay, so we always do trainings, the sheriff's office. So 1 year, they decided that we were going to do we do all kinds of different scenarios. So it might be like someone's holding up a judge and how are you going to, and then so you come in and each of you go through and you test on how you're going to, get through the situation.
Respond.
Right. How you're going to respond and whatever. So, so sometimes you play the good guy, sometimes you play the bad guy, whatever, So we have, they're simulation rounds. So they're like it's a bullet. It really goes in your gun, but it has it's like a paintball kind of top, but it hurts.
Almost like an airsoft BB launches out of it?
Yeah, on crack. I mean, it is 90.
Oh.
Yeah, it hurts. It's like a real.
So you're wearing full protection?
Yes. Yep.
Does it have the ability to kill somebody or no?
No. But it hurts. I mean, you come home with bruises all over your body.
You're going to feel like you actually probably took one in your vest.
Right. So you try not to get shot. That's
That's
the name of the game. It's kind of
yeah.
Don't get shot is the name of this simulation, everybody.
Yes. Don't get shot because it really hurts. So anyway, so we had this guy and he was kind of a goofer, and so we went through all these scenarios and so he was just kind of like this guy that thought he was a really tough guy, and he's just. I mean, I don't know, just kind of a goofer, always a goofer to me. And I always goofed on him, always kind of cracked on him, whatever. So I really wanted to be the bad guy. And because I hadn't really got to be the bad guy through the whole thing, I was always like, man, I don't want to do anymore. I want to be the bad guy. So I decided he had to clear this whole dark tunnel, and come to the side. And I was off to the side. And so he's walking through the tunnel, whatever. So I was really not where I was supposed to be. So I went and hid on another end just to mess with him. And so he's cruising through the hallway and he's like looking. And I had kind of snuck under this shelf thing. And I come out and I slid out to the side and I'm like, "Rawr!" And I screamed, scared him. And he lets out this scream and he's like, and he's like, pew, pew, shoots me 4 times. And in the coots. And I was like,
you don't have protection there.
No! And I'm like, ow, and I'm rolling around. I'm like, ow, ow, ow. But I was laughing so hard because his face, it was a haunted house, man, for cops. It was so fun. And that was my funnest time I ever had in a training that
Owie,
I've ever
did you get bruises? Open skin? I have to know what's happened.
No open skin.
Oh my
bruises, yeah, you
gosh.
get bruises You have bruises on your back and stuff, but it was so funny.
Dude, I have bruises. No, she has an ironclad crotch. It's
Yeah.
fine. It's, yeah.
My chastity belt. It's
Hey,
like,
That's right. That's
I don't know if those vests go all the way around like banana hammocks.
They
No,
need
I'm
to.
just
They
teasing.
probably
do
need to.
need to.
like an umpire's, yeah.
yeah.
That's
But he
wild.
shot straight up and just caught me like every inch, and it was still so funny. But it hurt. But it was so funny. I loved scaring him. So
That is too funny.
the
So
best.
when you're doing this is a live simulation. So you're actually walking down a tunnel somewhere.
yeah,
Okay.
like you're clearing a room.
Gotcha.
Like going in, clearing rooms. You know,
Gotcha.
you look this way, look that way, go through doorways.
Because you guys are trying to partner up, keep each other safe, and try to come from all directions
Yeah.
and be stealthy about it.
Yeah, and I'm fooling around doing a haunted house. And
And I'm jumping out and saying,
Wonder why you get
Look at
shot.
Boo.
yeah, how many bad guys would be like, Rah!
I made the cop pee herself. Do you see it? I made the cop pee herself.
Talk
Got you,
so-
got you,
It
5-0.
was
talk about a way to get yourself shot. You're just
And it
like,
did, it
hey
worked."
man, all I was trying to do is be a cool citizen and have some fun.
Yeah.
And they shot me.
Yeah.
shot me. I was just getting around.
I want to hear that one in court, you know. I was just messing around with the officer. I get scare her, you know. I thought we were having fun, and she shot me 5 times. Shitty, bro.
Now, I have a weird nerdly question. Have they introduced the AI or the AR into your simulations yet? The augmented reality where you're wearing the Oculus headsets
We
or
don't
anything?
have that. We do have a simulator, and it's just up on a screen. And so,
Okay.
and that one's pretty fun. Like,
Yeah.
you get to go and you get to decide whether you use a taser. And so it's, so you talk people down
Gotcha.
or whatever, and you decide how you're going to handle the situation.
I just thought
And that was
back to
pretty
when
fun.
we all went to that escape room
Oh, yeah.
where we had to wear it wasn't the traditional escape room.
Yeah,
We
it
go to
was
this
so
escape
crazy.
room together, and we wore virtual reality headsets, and we had the worst time. You'd have to pick up something and try to hand it to your partner, and it wasn't who was sitting next to you. It was very strange.
Yeah, it was weird.
And if that person dropped it, it would go to the ground, and you'd bend over to get it, and it would just start on fire.
And then it'd be right here.
And
you're
disappear,
like, oh, you
yeah.
gotta do it again.
And we had the word. We did not escape that escape room, but I will never forget that experience of doing that.
That was
the, augmented reality escape.
You had to
rooms.
row a boat. Remember we were in the
Yes.
boat?
Yes.
Yeah. It was kind of cool.
Someone's been high their whole life. You would think that would be normal just to be like, hand it over. You're like, this is nothing. This ain't shit. I don't think this thing's even work.
Oh, you dropped it? Oh.
I can't pick up anything in the metaverse. I've never been able to.
Metaverse.
Oh, that's what it basically is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
So,
give AI and all that stuff a few more years. You'd be amazed at the shit they're going to be able to do.
oh, I
bet.
can't wait.
I
Yeah,
bet.
it's
I
gonna be
can't
wild.
wait.
It's gonna be nuts.
Well, and think about how real these police simulations could be. And hence, you don't have to take any fucking bullets to the cooter.
I'm in. I'm telling you. Yeah.
But I don't know. Paintballs might be fun because it's colorful.
Right? True, yeah.
the old
That's-
cooter shooter. That's
Yeah,
what they
the
call
old
it.
Cooter
yeah.
shooter.
That's what I called it. That's actually what I called him forever. I'm like,
Really?
hey, cooter shooter. I'd be like, dude. I'm like, every time. And he'd get so embarrassed. And I'm like,
That's
oh my
hilarious.
gosh. I'm like, you're killing me, man. I can't even walk right now because of you.
You're all cooter hooter.
You should have waited till you couldn't see if you were right. Pop in once or twice in the old twig and berries.
Well, and and I mean, think about that because it's no secret that ours can take a pounding and men's can't. So, think about a poor man who had to take 4 to his cooter.
Right.
Ouch! Right? And I love that I just called it a cooter. Man cooter. Man cooter. That's worse than moist for men.
Man cooter. Is man hooch.
Man cooter. Man cooter.
That's nuts, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's yeah, that's nuts. Have you ever been shot before? No.
Nope.
Anything?
Yeah.
Nope.
Nothing.
Nope.
That's crazy. man.
Luckily,
Yeah.
because you've been at this a long time.
Yep.
So
Nothing.
She keeps a little talent in her pocket. That's what's
That's
going on.
right. I'm like, go ahead.
she's like, after we murdered those 4 emos and buried them on the farm,
She made some kind of like Wolverine
She's like, I
thing.
made my
right.
own Wolverine
Got two
claw.
That's right.
Because I can get it through the metal detectors
Yeah.
at the TSA
Right?
and at the courthouse.
I could get him through. Yeah.
Hey, Sheriff, you ever notice whenever McBride pulls someone over, they end up cut the shit? Like,
Instead of brass knuckles, you're like, don't make me pull out my emu claws.
looks like Wolverine took a swipe at him. Isn't it weird? Like, it's always her. Like, she's never.
Always me.
That's right.
Listen, the sheriff wouldn't. He already knows. Anytime it has to do with me, he's like, just shakes his head most of the time. So.
And you've transitioned. You've made it through 2 sheriffs now.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yep. I started with Jim Crone and now Dave Martin. So.
Very nice.
Both good men.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
The best.
I feel bad. We had that in 2020. We had that law enforcement show. I don't know if you came to that or not. We brought comics down during COVID. It was a super spreader event.
I did.
Yeah, down here with the comedian.
Yeah.
And I called him Sheriff Crone, and everybody started laughing. He didn't hear me.
You called Martin Crone.
Yeah.
Well, it's so easy. We all grew up with Crone.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the sheriff I've always known. So
Yeah.
So I was like, Sheriff Crone, give him up for him, and there was like, it's not Sheriff Crone.
And then you don't dare want to go, well, they all look the same.
Dave winked at me. He's like, it's fine. It's fine. You know,
He wouldn't bug
we
you.
know you're a tad bit low, Larry. It's fine. It's no big deal, buddy. It's fine.
Did you just say, I thought you were making fun of this Bitcoin bit. You knew it was fake money.
Even I know not fake money. No.
That's what she said. That was so funny.
Yeah, that Tom Brady roast was crazy. And so, like, I don't know if people haven't seen roasts before. People are talking about it. Have you ever watched any of the Comedy Central ones?
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're brutal.
They're brutal.
But this was the most brutal I've ever seen.
Watch the Flavor Flav one.
I watched the Flavor Flav
holy
one.
Shit, man.
One of my favorites, of course, was always the Trump and the Charlie Sheen one. But this Tom Brady one just topped it for me.
So
I've watched it twice already.
Yeah.
Before it even hit #1 on Netflix. I'm on, why isn't anybody else tuning into this hilarious roast?
Oh. Do you know who Blake Griffin is? He's a basketball player. Do you know who Blake Griffin is?
I don't.
He's very light-skinned. He's an African-American. He's very light-skinned. And Nikki Glazer, it's my favorite joke in a roast. She's like, Blake Griffin. She's like, you're so handsome. You're so hot. You look like a black guy that was being made by a printer running out of ink. and dude, he started laughing. I was like, that is such a clever... What do you say to that?
She was funny.
She was amazing.
Man.
She's insanely funny.
She was spot on that night, and oh, so funny. And she's just lovely, too. She's beautiful woman.
Yeah, she's good stuff. So, all right, we're going to try to pick one out here, Jen. Before we pick, we rock, paper, scissors.
Okay.
How do you do it?
Do you have to do your whoring?
We'll do it. We'll be whoring here in a second, French.
Okay, we have to wait to whore. I can't wait.
I can't wait to hold.
Okay.
How do you rock, paper, scissors?
What am I, like this?
Yeah. Do you do...
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
She's a
So you're
three-pumper.
a 3-pumper. Kate's a 4-pumper. How do you guys do rock, paper, scissors with... I know
cheats.
one of them. I know one of them.
cheats,
But
that's
how do
why.
you do rock, paper
You're so bad. I don't even...
with each other?
Yeah, ask our kids.
I couldn't... I set myself up for my own great punchline. That was awesome.
We don't rock, paper, scissors in this household. We just don't do it.
There's
rock.
no rock, paper,
It's
scissors.
no rock.
No rock. You're like, all we do is every time, boom, boom, boom.
Paper, scissors.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, so, all right. 3-pumper, so we're 3-pumper.
Yep.
Oh, my God, you're on a roll.
I am. I'm on a rock.
You're on a rock. You're on a rock. Okay. We got 3 great stories. Emu in the wig, guns and TNC don't mix, and sim round to the cooter.
He is like saying that.
I do. So I'm going to tell you right now, I think that you did a very good job because I'm going to kind of shoot from the hip here. No pun intended. But guns and the TSA don't mix. Well, I'm going to say simmer around to the cooter is a true story. The way you told it, you seem to have a lot of fun with that. If you're lying about it, then it's fantastic. But you laughed pretty hard when you did that. Guns and the TSA don't mix. That seemed to have some detail to it, so I'm going to say that's true. I'm going to pick Emu and the wig. I think that's got the most chance to be embellished. Not a borrowed story, but embellished. And you had said that the ostriches have the huge talons, didn't bring it up with the emus, which would have been about the same thing in my book. So, although they're maybe a little more docile, but they still will cut the shit out your ass. So, all right, Jen, what do you think?
Okay. So, I think the way that you told the emu and the wig, just the way you were laughing, that there's no possible way I could have been embellished. I think that really happened. I loved your voiceovers. I truly believe that that's what exists out there in the world. Guns and TSA don't mix. Let's just start, because the cooter one is also hilarious. But I'm going to go with guns and TSA don't mix. I think that, and I don't know why. I think it's because I was just maybe a little shocked about the whole thing, that it actually happened, and that they actually have to have this protocol in place for such a thing. And then I thought, well, thank God they do have this protocol.
Absolutely.
But I'm going to go with guns and TSA don't mix, because I still firmly believe that guns and TSA don't mix. Right?
Yeah. All right. Before you flip that over, though, I do want to say thank you to the Brush Emporium. Thank you for giving us space down here to have our podcast, being so supporting. They've been truly awesome about the whole thing. If you come down here, if you haven't been down here, what are you waiting for? 210 Clayton Street. They have great pizza, pretzels. They have pastas. They have chicken wings, everything for the family. Come down here. They have a bunch of board games upstairs. You can come have an old school family night. Right?
Yeah.
Put the phones down.
Put the
and come
phones
and play
down.
a game of checkers.
Yeah, get down on some chutes and ladders. Tell the kids what's up. You know what I mean? That's Monopoly.
That's right.
Teach them how the world works. Rob them blind. So, but yeah, come on down here. Great people down here have been very supportive of this podcast. So please support them at 210 Clayton Street. Jen, you got to have some pizza today.
Yeah, it was
What'd you
great.
think?
Fantastic.
Yes.
Fantastic. I will be back.
Did you have the pretzels?
Yeah, I took a bite of.
You stole some. You stole
Yeah.
some.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Very good. I'm a fan of the pretzels too. So everything we've had here, and you just tried the meat lovers pizza.
For the first
The
time
Huntsman.
tonight, I usually try for the stranger, exotic flavors, and
You do.
sometimes I stick a bug in. I just Gilbert's ear about how good a flavor would be, and he's actually turned a couple out for me, and I've not been disappointed.
What is
I'm
it?
waiting for October, Gilbert. I want to see that brat pizza. Yeah.
Is that what you
The
suggested?
chili cheese pizza is the one.
my
Chili
God.
cheese dog pizza is the one I suggested. And yeah, the brat one, I'm thinking Dijon mustard, little sauerkraut, cut up brats, cheddar cheese. Boom.
How high were you when that came into your head? Like,
I
this
go to
sounds good.
restaurants that have these.
Oh, do
and then
you?
I'm like, God, that sounds good. So then I just put a bug in Gilbert's ear, and then he'll be like, Jen, we made that pizza. You should come try it. So thanks, Gilbert, for entertaining my gluttony.
You know what? It's funny. I always joke that Gilbert's the pothead, because I mean the stuff he comes up with sometimes. Try this. I'm a fat guy, so I'm like, yeah, put it in my
try it.
mouth.
Yes.
Let's do this. You
Yes.
know?
Oh, it's food?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm so in. So anyway, please come support them. They've been so awesome, and without them, this little studio down here wouldn't exist. So very cool. So all right. Having said that, you are taking guns and TSA don't mix.
I
I'm
am.
taking the emu. Let's flip that board open.
All right.
Dun, 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 dun.
Emu and
Oh,
the wig.
yes.
It's just
Nice
it's just
job.
embellished.
It's a.
We only bought 2. I could not think of a lie to save my life. So
And sometimes that's all it takes, because it sure the hell fools us, because we don't have a clue. It's
Yeah.
such a simple change.
yeah.
Right.
And that's the best way to pull a bullhucker on anybody.
See, there you go.
That's like saying the fish was this big when it was really only this big.
So the rest was true with the poor woman and that wig and everything else.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She cracked us
And will
up.
you please say in the voice one more time about the bird ripping her hair right off? Can we hear it?
She's like, don't have any jewelry or anything. She's like, they just come and they took my wig right off my head and just tore off with it. I couldn't even catch them. And her daughter was so funny too. And the daughter just like, whatever. Oh, they were killing us. We were in stitches all the way home. We were dying laughing.
And do you still get to talk to him? Because
And they're like, squirk, squirk, squirk.
they're
Like, and we
right
actually bought
around
some.
here.
Like, that's That's how we roll.
Little klepto birds.
No, we don't. We don't talk to
No,
them,
not so
but-
much anymore.
No. But we did try to get all kinds of stuff. I'm telling you. I wanted a Z-donk. I wanted a zebra.
What the hell's a
What's
Z-dog?
a
dude.
zebra and a donkey?
I wanted to buy a zebra. And there's a guy in Grand Junction that has a herd of zebras. And I'm like, yo, bro, I really want to buy a zebra. How much are they? I really want one. And he's like, what kind of fence you got?
What's with you assholes in the fence shaming? What's with the fence shaming?
People just tear us down because of our fence.
That is too funny.
But, yeah.
So you would, and then were you going to private breed?
No, I just wanted one.
You just wanted a
I just
zebra.
wanted a zebra, but they're mean too, I guess. They're mean. And so we're like,
But that's why they're called wild animals. We hunt them on safaris, I think.
Right.
Emus too.
Some people drive by the house and are like, is that a fucking zebra? Right? That'd be something kind of crazy to see, you know?
It would be.
Can they even live in this climate? I don't even know.
a zebra? Yeah.
Yeah.
They live in Grand Junction.
Yeah.
Well, Grand Junction is
A
like
little
the
warmer.
banana belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you go look across, I mean, like, we're a little way higher than Africa. Never mind, I'm really...
What?
Don't mind me and my bad geography.
This old guy was like, now listen, you can go buy yourself like a Z-donk or a Zoni.
The hell did you say to me
Or
just now?
I know, he's like, or a Zorse. He's like, that you'd be way better off. You guys, he's like, you'd be way better off doing that. I'm like, so, and those are like 10 grand. I'm like,
A Zorse?
yeah. I'm like, no, thank you.
I think you're zucking with me is what I think, you know?
Oh man, I'll tell you, Kate and I, when we moved out that place, we bought lots of.
That
She wanted
is
an
too
anteater.
funny.
Two.
Wow. Well, I remember when you had the llama, it's totally spit on me. I was all excited. And I went up there to go play with your guys' llama, and I came back in all upset. I'm like, it totally spit green shit all over me.
They do. And if we
I
had
didn't know that.
If we had to catch them, like to move them, they'd be like, I'd put my hat on like this. And I'd put my sunglasses on because you can't make eye contact. They're like P. Diddy. You can't make eye contact with them. And so I'd walk up and I'd try to put a thing over it, and they'd be like just spit.
And they can nail it like a farmer's, like a farmer blow.
It smells so bad too.
When COVID showed up, you guys were already prepared. You
Yeah,
had all
we-
the equipment already. We have a llama, you know?
Exactly.
We have face shields. We have all that stuff.
We got all this. We're ready.
I thought the damn zonkey had a fucking spit, too. That some bitch spits on me twice a day.
As long as he's smoking a Lucky Strike. And
That's right. That's right.
oh yeah, that's
I'm
about
a loud finisher.
All right. Sim around to the cooter is a true story.
Yep. It's a true
Oh
story.
my goodness. Ouch.
Oh yeah, it did hurt.
Did you have to go home in ice pack and everything? I mean, I just gotta add. I mean, I realize you
It
had
hurt.
pants and everything on, but still,
It hurt. It hurt.
if you say it's worse than an
But it was-
airsoft, that hurts.
Yeah, they are. They
And
are
then that area, owie.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was pretty
I
bad.
just like the fact that's where he's aiming.
But it was still funny, yeah, because it was just like boom, 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 and it just come all the way up me. I'm like, ow!
But I also love the idea of jumping out and pulling a boo on a police officer
that
during
you
it.
know is
Yeah.
got a gun.
Yeah.
He's
Just
got it out.
innocently going, I'm gonna scare the fuck out of this motherfucker. Arrgh!
I know, yeah.
And then you're like, let's see how you're really gonna react under pressure, motherfucker. Ha!
That's right.
Oh, you're like, I don't think that was protocol. Oh, as you're going down.
Right.
You gonna fuck with a cop they call the cooter shooter? Are you gonna be mouthy at all? Because obviously he earned that nickname somehow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm dying to know who the cooter shooter is.
You can tell us we're done. So this has been a lot of fun.
So
you
much
guys.
fun.
Yeah,
Thank you
you
guys
both
for
were
having me.
awesome. So
Thank you.
was there something we're gonna ask her? I can't remember now.
I don't think so. Did you have fun?
No, from
Yeah,
the
I had
last
a blast.
episode. I was gonna ask her something from Kate's episode. What was it? I can't remember now. I'll remember when we're done. So that's how that works.
I cannot remember either.
Yeah.
Probably some lie about who's more Irish.
Oh, that's what it was.
yes.
That's what it is.
Irish lies.
Kate lies.
Kate lies.
Yep.
Because she's more Irish.
Yeah, she's more. That's how those Irish
Yes,
are.
we have-
Irish, the
Yes.
liars.
The damn liars.
No,
The
she
more
was-
Irish
She
you
was
are.
like 46%, and I was like 37% or something.
Oh, so right there.
So you get shamed every now and again?
I didn't realize that you were Irish, like at all.
McBride?
So, well, I didn't realize that.
Whose name is that originally?
Mine.
Okay, you're the McBride. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
I
there
don't
you go.
even think about that kind of stuff.
No?
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine just sounds like I'm from Nebraska. Right? And if you Google my name, there's some swimmer named Jenny that lives in Nebraska.
See?
She's a great fucking swimmer. So
You're like,
thanks,
that's me.
guys, for supporting my swimming career.
I'm
That's me.
Swedish, Hispanic, and Japanese, so my mom would tell people I'm Swickenese.
Just-
She's made it up, and it's rolled, man. Some people go, "Oh yeah," I'm like, "Dude, that's not a thing."
It's not
Don't
real.
act like you've heard it before. Don't act like I'm the third one you've met. Get the fuck out of here. So
Make that your new pronoun. What's your pronoun? Swickenese. People are like, did something happen yesterday that we didn't hear about in the world? You're like,
Anyway.
yes.
we got to
Oh,
wrap it
goodness.
up. This has been our time. But before we go, if you enjoyed today, bottom right-hand corner of the screen, our subscribe button. Go ahead and click that. It's a small click for you, but a huge click for us, man. It's been so much fun. Jen, thank you so much for coming on.
Yes, thank you guys for
Thank
having me.
you so
It's been a
much.
blast.
That was an absolute joy.
It was good.
Yeah, it's such great laughs. I literally got my ab workout today.
good. I did too.
I wasn't going to go to the gym by any means, but
Yeah.
I got an ab workout
There you go.
today. We'll
There you
put
go.
it that way.
I'm Moose Lundstrom.
And I'm generous.
Hey, we'll catch you next time. Peace.